John 11. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only, and he's an extremely jealous El. He's so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips, and Yah is short for YahWeh, YahWeh, Yod-He, Vav-He. It's like saying Dan, Daniel, Daniel with an E. What is a difference and does matter, however, is when people say that Phil, Bob, Sam, and Aaron are the same name, when no they're not, and no one in their right mind would ever believe that. And only a fool would believe that a hammer could force its creator to do anything, and there is no letter J in the Hebrew, Greek, or Aramaic texts, because the letter J is about 600 years old, while the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity over 2,000 years ago. And a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua, and I strongly believe that the son of Elohim's name, Yehoshua, means Yahweh is salvation. And a certain one was sick, Eleazar, EL''AZAR, from Beth Na. Beth is BE with a half a check mark, YTH. Na is NAYAH, the village of Miriam, MIRYAM, and her sister Martha, MARTHA. And in brackets, it tells you who it is. It says, now it was Miriam who anointed the master with perfume and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Eleazar was sick. Therefore the sisters sent to him, saying, Master, see, he whom you love is sick. But when Yehoshua heard, he said, This sickness is not unto death, but for the esteem of Elohim, so that the son of Elohim might be esteemed by it. Now Yehoshua loved Martha and her sister and Eleazar. Therefore when he heard that he was sick, then indeed he stayed at the place where he was 2 more days. Then after this he said to the taught ones, Let us go back to Yehuda. The taught ones said to him, Rabbi, the Yehudim were but now seeking to stone you, and are you going back there? Yehoshua answered, Are there not 12 hours in the day? If anyone walks in the day, he does not stumble, because he sees the light of this world. But if anyone walks in the night, he stumbles, because the light is not in him. He said this, and after that he said to them, Our friend Eleazar has fallen asleep, but I am going there to wake him up. Therefore the taught one said to him, Master, if he has fallen asleep, he shall recover. But Yehoshua had spoken about his death, whereas they thought that he spoke of taking rest in sleep. I was just going to say, I figured that. Because the one child that he went and healed was also, as he would put it, fallen asleep. And that he is there to wake them up. Again, not literally fallen asleep. He's dead. And Yehoshua is going to wake him from the dead. So then Yehoshua said to them plainly, Eleazar has died, and for your sake I am glad I was not there in order for you to believe. But let us go to him, Toma, T'Oma, who is called the twin, capital T and twin, then said to his fellow taught ones, Let us also go so that we die with him. Therefore, when Yehoshua arrived, he found that he had already been 4 days in the tomb. Now Bethania was near Jerusalem, about 15 stadia away, Stadia, which is about 3 kilometers or 2 miles. Okay, now I'm starting to understand. 15 stadia is 3 kilometers or 2 miles. Okay. I thought each stadia was 3 kilometers or 2 miles. But then remember earlier on when it said 6 to 7 kilometers, which was like 4 to 5 miles roughly. I'm not going to go back and look for it, but um, I thought each stadia was that distance, but that's a total distance. So 15 stadia is 3 kilometers or 2 miles. That makes a lot more sense. Now Beth Ane was near Jerusalem, about 15 stadia away, and many of the Yehudim had come to Martha and Miriam to comfort them concerning their brother. Martha then, when she heard that Yehoshua was coming, met him, but Miriam was sitting in the house. Martha then said to Yehoshua, Master, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Well, it sounds like selfishness to me. But even now I know that whatever you might ask of Elohim, Elohim shall give you. Yehoshua said to her, Your brother shall rise again. Martha said to him, I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection at the last day. Talking about Judgment Day, where Yehoshua is going to come like a flash of lightning and it's all over. Judgment time. Yehoshua said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he dies, he shall live, and everyone that is living and believing in me shall never die at all. Do you believe this? She said to him, Yes, Master, I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of Elohim, who is coming into the world. And having said this, she went away and called her sister Miriam secretly, saying, The teacher is here and calls you. And when she heard, she rose up quickly and came to him, and Yehoshua had not yet come into the village, but was in the place where Martha met him. Therefore the Yehudim who were with her in the house and were comforting her, when they saw that Miriam rose up quickly and went out, followed her, saying, She is going to the tomb to weep there. Miriam therefore, when she came where Yehoshua was, and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying to him, Master, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Again, that if you had enough faith as a mustard seed, which is really, really small, by the way, you could move mountains. So, if you yourself had faith in him, then you would have prayed and it would have worked, that he would have been risen. In the esteem of Yehoshua, YahWeh, and the set-apart spirit, not some other pagan idol like me, like, oh God, please help me, oh God, please help me. God isn't real. God is a pagan idol, doesn't exist. Sorry. Anyways. Yehoshua, therefore, when he saw her weeping, and the Yehudim who came with her weeping, he groaned in the spirit and was troubled, and said, Where have you laid him? They said to him, Master, come and see. Yehoshua wept. The Yehudim therefore said, See how he loved him. And some of them said, Was this one who opened the eyes of the blind not also able to prevent this one from dying? My brain hurts. Let's just shut up, you stupid fool. Coming from guys who are like, oh, you know, the Torah this, the Torah that, but we don't follow it. Like, shut up, fool. You're not a believer, you're just a coward. Yehoshua therefore again, groaning in himself, came to the tomb. Now it was a cave, and a stone lay against it. You know, I'm groaning just to read that Yehoshua was also groaning. At least I feel like we're on the same page here. Yehoshua said, Take away the stone. Martha, the sister of him who had died, said to him, Master, already he smells, for it is 4 days. Yehoshua said to her, Did I not say to you that if you believe you shall see the esteem of Elohim? So they took away the stone where the dead man was laid, and Yehoshua lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me, And I know that you always hear me, but because of the crowd standing by, I said this in order that they believe that you sent me. And when he had said this, he cried with a loud voice, Eleazar, come out. And he who died came out, bound feet and hands with wrappings, and his face was wrapped with a cloth. Yehoshua said to them, loosen him and let him go. Therefore many of the Yehudim who had come to Miriam and had seen what Yehoshua did believed in him. But some of them went away to the Pharisees and told them what Yehoshua did. So the chief priests and the Pharisees gathered a council and said, what shall we do, because this man does many signs? If we let excuse me. If we let him alone like this, they all shall believe in him, and the Romans shall come and take away from us both our place and nation. I'm sorry, but you were never supposed to be a nation in the first place. You were just supposed to be a tribe of people. Israel literally had 6 million of their own Jews massacred just so that they would be like, yeah, see, this is why we need to become a nation. And of course, America, being Israel's sugar daddy, did all the heavy lifting. And one of them, Qayapha, Qayapha, being high priest that year, said to them, you know not, Naught, by the way, you know not, neither do you consider that it is better for us that one man die for the people than that the entire nation should perish. But he did not say this from himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yehoshua was about to die for the nation, and not for the nation only, but to gather together into one the children of Elohim who were scattered abroad. So from that day on they plotted to kill him. Yehoshua therefore no longer went openly among the Yehudim, but went from there into the country near the wilderness, to a city called Ephraim, Ephraim, and remained there with his taught ones. Now the Pisa, P-E with a half a check mark, S-A-H with a dot, which is the Passover, by the way. Pisa is Passover. Now the Pisa of the Yehudim was near, and many went from the country up to Jerusalem before the Pisa to set themselves apart. And so they were seeking Yehoshua and spoke among one another, standing in the set apart place. In the set apart place, what do you think? Is he not coming to the festival at all? And both the chief priests and the Pharisees had given a command that if anyone knew where he was, he should disclose it in order for them to seize him. Interesting.